Thank you everybody for coming in today, and I'm glad that I'm here because this is something that I just recently found out about a couple of weeks ago and said, you know what, you need to do this. So my name is Calvin Purnell. I am an author and a motivational speaker, and just recently published a book about a year ago called Polish the Young Professional's Guide for Success. I've been in information technology for 23 years now, and no one could have ever told me that I would have been a published author as well as a motivational speaker. So in 2000 is when I developed the love for writing, and it was really just writing little short stories for myself just to entertain myself inside of a journal and to have a release. So someone actually read one of my journals and said, hey, you probably need to write a book. And in my head I'm saying, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to continue to journal and make my short stories and entertain myself from that. So in 2002, a colleague of mine told me I should become a life coach. And I'm saying, a life coach? No, I'm an introvert, I can't do that. I just won't do it, it doesn't make sense. And he says, I think you should do it because you have some unique stories and you have some experiences that you can help other people develop and grow from. And I just pushed it to the back burner. Later in 2002, I committed a crime and I became a convicted felon. And that was something that shook me because I was about 8 years into my career in information technology and I had to go to jail, and I spent time in jail. And then when I was coming out, I'm saying to myself, what am I going to do when I get out? I have no idea what I'm going to do. Nobody's going to hire me. Nobody's going to want to give me an opportunity to give me a second chance, regardless of my past experiences in information technology and the success stories that I have behind that. So I just said, you know what? I'm just going to pray because I am a spiritual person. And I'm going to focus on that. So what I had to do is just come out and rebrand myself. I had to use letters of recommendations from previous employers and clients that I've worked with in the past to utilize that to catapult my career back into information technology. Once I did that, I was able to get an opportunity with the National Park Service. And I stayed there for about 10 years as an IT support person. And that was something that was a great experience for me because that was my second chance. And that led me into the role that I'm in now as a manager of a team of engineers at IBM. So about a few months into my position at IBM, I realized that I was the oldest person on the team. And at that time, I felt like God was saying, now is the time to write your book. This is the time to get this information out there because these guys that you work with are younger than you, and you can honestly see that they do not have mentors. So write a book. And I'm saying to myself, okay, I guess I have to follow your direction because you're telling me to do this, so I need to do it. So I started writing the book. It took about 3 years to get it done. And it actually came out on April 1st of 2016. And during that process of writing the book, when it was submitted to the publisher, I was saying to myself, you're going to need to go out and do some speaking engagements because you're going to be a published author. People are going to want to hear from you. You need to start preparing yourself. And I said, no. As an introvert, my voice will be heard through my books, and I'm satisfied with that. But that wasn't enough. I had to push myself and throw myself into Toastmasters to get the experiences and learn how to speak in front of a group of people. Being an introvert, being nervous, sitting in front of a crowd, your stomach is just going crazy, your mind is like, wow, what am I going to talk about? And you know what your topics are, but you can just lose it really quick. So Toastmasters helped me out a lot. And it gave me the courage and influenced me to come here today and to speak to you guys. I've also spoke to a few different schools and spoke to a few different organizations, and it's well received. So currently, as an author and a motivational speaker, I launched a company called CP Speaks. And that gives me the ability to come out and speak to organizations as a motivational speaker, gives me the ability to write more books and just to get my voice heard as an introvert. So the path to success is never straight. It's never straight. I never would have thought that I would have been standing up in front of groups of people here and other places. Never would have thought I would have been a published author. It just wasn't in my scope because I'm in information technology. I was successful in the roles that I've had. But now is the time to catapult myself and launch myself into a different direction. And as I have a love for information technology, and I have a love for mentoring, and I have a love for speaking, and I have a love for writing, why not utilize my voice and give the information that I have and share it with the team of people that I come in contact with? Because I look at you guys as my team and you're the audience, and I really appreciate that. And it's given me the courage and the influence and the the strength to just go out and just do things like this. Thank you.